1, 2, 3, clap. Hey, Brogan, you still can't hear the music, but it really is playing. Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Enjoying what's left of their, I was going to say beautiful Scottish weekend, but I don't know what their weather's like. That's Brogan Hastings.
And slowly losing the last of his weekend is Wayne Giovinazzi.
Yeah, it's almost over. In fact, this is probably the last thing I'm going to do before I go to bed, unfortunately. Just on a side note, I don't know if you're further away from your microphone or speaking lower or the music is really loud in my headphones, but I couldn't hear you very well.
I have scooted closer to the microphone, so that's probably
Oh, there we go.
better.
That's better. Quick question. Have you ever been to Atlanta?
No.
Where do you get off wearing a jersey that says Atlanta on it?
Because I got it in Primark. It was a spacious workout shirt that is very comfy. I honestly love sports tops like this. I love like sports jerseys and stuff like this because they're incredibly comfortable and they're made to allow you to move about. They're not tight. They're not skin tight.
Yeah.
And I hate skin tight shit.
It's weird because I can see now that halfway down past the shoulder, it's got mesh. Just a thing of mesh.
Mm-hmm.
See, mesh on clothing kind of, I don't know. I don't like. Oh, I just realised what it is I don't like about it.
Wife beater?
No, not me personally. What about yourself?
No, tell us what you don't like about it.
No, I just realised it's a Wayne's trauma thing.
Oh God.
Yep, need a drop for it.
Tell us your trauma.
I had a pair of shorts, right, which were basketball shorts, and they had that mesh stuff on the inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you could sort of see them, like, you know, just up through the leg of it. This is as a kid, and I don't remember who it was, but they were like, "Oh, you're wearing frilly underwear under your shorts." It's like, no, it's mesh inside it. It's like, "Oh, Wayne's wearing frilly underwear." So maybe that's why I don't like mesh on clothing.
Oh God, one of those.
That could be the reason. Yeah.
You have a lot of trauma, my dude.
Yeah. We are aware of this.
Yeah.
I guess trauma adjacent. I showed you just before we started recording that awesome Nutella cookie biscuit thing that I consumed.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what are they called? Hang on. Oh, to nobody's surprise, they're just called Nutella biscuits. And this is like the perfect food for me because, as we know, I'm a bit weird and I do things kind of oddly, and food is one of them. This biscuit meets my need for the weirdness of how I like to consume my food. Basically, it's a Nutella-filled cookie, but it's not a completely sealed cookie. But it's not an open cookie like an Oreo where you've got two cookie halves with the filling in the middle. This is kind of like you've got a cookie bowl filled with Nutella and then just a flat cookie put on top, but kind of like if you put a manhole cover over a manhole and the manhole cover was just a little bit too small for the hole, but it just floats above it, so you can see like the Nutella, or in this case, in this analogy, the raw sewage, around the size of the ring of the manhole cover.
Uh-huh.
Yep. It's perfect because, not because it reminds me of raw sewage, which now it certainly does, and I don't think I can ever eat them again, but I can just pop off that top and eat that deconstructed Nutella cookie, right? I can just eat the top biscuit. I can scrape out the Nutella if I want to, or because sometimes the biscuit to filling ratio, cookie to filling ratio is not quite right, and this way I feel like without that top part, it's perfect.
I mean, I do miss Nutella a lot.
It's been 8 days, or I assume? No, you probably didn't have Nutella on your last day before going potato.
It's been a long time since I've had Nutella, but I want it.
Now, is it N or Nu? Nutella or Nutella?
I say Nutella. Sometimes it comes out Nutella, depending on what
That's
words
just your
it's said before and after. Yeah.
I don't like it when people say Nutella.
I don't.
It sounds
it's
like
not one
Penn
that I
has
usually
got a new
do.
partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, see, Tella's gone off with Dr. Jim. And so Tella has to go with Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's if you were listening last episode. I'm just going to cut that out.
It makes me sad.
But yeah, there's other foods that I eat weirdly, like a burger. I like to take a burger apart, eat my burger like that. I've always done it as a kid, and I wasn't aware of this until much later. But what is when I say kebab? What is a kebab?
So there's two things I think of. There's the meat and peppers and onions, whatever, on a skewer, and there's also the thing that's the meat on the pole that's scraped off. That's got salad in it, and then
wrapped up in a wrap
tortilla or
kind
whatever
of thing. Yeah. Or a gyro, also known as in some places, spelled GIRO.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I'm talking about when I say kebab, right? Mm. So if I would get a kebab, I don't do this anymore because I don't really eat them. I would unroll it and eat the inside out of it, and then eat the bread.
Yes.
I was told after they were no longer together. So my mother's ex-husband absolutely fucking hated it when I did that. And like, I assume he probably wanted to like smack me up the head or something. I'm not going to say much about him.
I mean, I definitely do the same thing. I take apart my food to eat it.
I don't think it's an abnormal thing.
No, it's not uncommon. Maybe a little abnormal, but not uncommon.
Yeah, it's not unheard of. It's not
I have to say, I'm having a bit flashbacks now because you said pitta, and all I can think is your sandwich from CVS.
The pita.
Yeah. And the fact that you and I were both like, what the fuck is this? And then we asked Matt, and he's like, that's not normal.
No. But also me saying pitta confused the fuck out of the people in America because it's pita. Pita bread. Yeah. Because
PETA
it deserves
is
a first name.
rancid organisation.
Oh, Peter is the name of Kez's dad.
It's a delicious bread.
Yes, correct. Usually grilled on a flat top hot plate. Just simple facts. When you don't have a joke, a fact will do.
I love bread.
Bread is good. My dinner so far has been...
Bread is life.
I made sure I ate it before coming on to talk to you today. It was just a bread roll. And I went full American as well. I've got the Skippy peanut butter, right? And Kez bought some strawberry, we'll call it jelly, because it would be considered jelly in America. So I made myself a PB&J. Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but it was edible.
I do like a PB&J. I like a peanut butter and Nutella. I like Nutella and banana. What about
with something savoury, peanut butter and something savoury?
I don't know if I've ever had that.
I mean, it sounds...
I don't know if I've ever had this, but it sounds like the kind of thing I might have had as a kid. Peanut butter sandwich with crisps in it. That's chips for you Americans.
Yeah, there you go. That's savoury. Because it's like it's not unheard of either. It's something that exists. I mean, satay is a peanut butter savoury, basically, isn't it?
Oh yeah, satay is great.
I mean, it's not unheard of. Like writhing around on the floor before fully naked when you need to poop. to reference Ice Cream Social.
I'm glad you qualified that because people listen to this who don't listen to Ice Cream Social are like, what
I had to make sure.
I tend to be the kind of person who always had. I'm not a big savoury person. I like savoury, it's fine, but I would always 99% of the time I will choose sweet first. Including on my sandwiches, and I have the chocolate bars on sandwiches. And
say that again. Chocolate bars on sandwiches.
Yeah.
What?
So bread roll cut in half.
Yeah.
I took. Do you know what a fries cream is?
Not offhand. No. Is it like chocolate with like a mint cream inside?
Kind of like a mint cream, but if I remember right, the original one is like coconut cream.
Yeah, because isn't there a fries mint patty as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that, but a different filling. Yeah,
so it's long chocolate bar, very thin, dark chocolate around it, and then like coconut cream in the middle. Coconut fondant, whatever. That on a bread roll, eat it, yum, 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 delicious.
But just
Do you
on
know what a
bread.
mawam is?
A marwam? Isn't that a marwal? That's the creature with the big long tooth sticking out its head.
That's narwhal. No, a mawam is a chewy. It's a brand of chewy sweets. Anyway,
okay.
I've had that on a bread roll as well.
That seems hard to eat. I mean, yeah, I can get the chocolate on bread, but candy on bread is a bit. Yeah,
it's not hard. Like it's not like hard to chew kind of candy.
Okay.
I don't think it was it. I'm saying this. I know I'd done this, but I'm talking like when I was in primary school, where I was like.
Oh yeah, we're not talking about 3 weeks ago before the potatoes.
No, we're talking about when Brog was maybe 8, 7-ish at school. So
all right, now crisps on a sandwich. Yeah. That's pretty good. What's your go-to flavour crisp for that?
Probably just original. So I tend to stick with the OG ready salted crisps.
Yep.
Skips obviously being the exception to that because they are prawn cocktail and it's the only thing like that I like. I don't like prawn cocktail.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't like prawn cocktail as a rule. I like Skips. I don't know why.
Okay. Skips is a brand, is it?
Yes.
Okay, got you. Yeah. See, if I'm making with plain original salted crisps, I think the only other acceptable thing on it is like butter, right? But I do like salt and vinegar on salt and vinegar. It's not. Would it still be considered a chip butty or not really? I don't know. That's like a hot chip butty, isn't it?
Chip butty is actual chips or fries for Americans.
Yeah. So it's just a crisp sandwich then.
Steak fry. Oh.
Yeah. It's
that's a chip
not
butty.
None of this shoestring bullshit.
No. Still acceptable, but that's not a chip butty.
Yep. What were we saying? Oh yeah, Chris. I enjoy salt and vinegar crisps on a sandwich, but not with butter. Instead of butter, just like a thin spreading of mayo is very good contrast of the salt and vinegar. It dulls down the salt and vinegar a little.
I don't like mayo in general. So.
No? You don't like it in general? Okay.
No, it's one of it's an egg byproduct that I don't like.
Oh, yeah.
That the only thing that's even remotely egg flavoured that I do like is in egg fried rice. So.
What about a Cadbury's cream egg?
That's not egg flavoured, so definitely acceptable.
Would you put it on a sandwich?
Yes.
Would you crack it open onto the sandwich?
Yes.
See, I wouldn't.
When you crack it open, it's all gooey anyway, so it doesn't really pour out. So you know
what I would do?
Half it and put it on a sandwich. Yes, I would do that.
Yeah, exactly. Either a roll or a couple of pieces of bread, and then I'd smash it down so it breaks on the inside. That is the way to do it. I'm gonna have to go. I don't really like cream eggs. Not a fan.
Cream eggs used to be amazing, and then they changed the recipe, and now they're okay.
Now they're okay.
Yeah.
When you were telling Dr. Jim that you were bringing Iron Brew, I think did you refer to it as old and unimproved or something?
Yes. That's quite literally what it's called.
Okay.
So there's the Iron Brew that you get in regular shops like the supermarkets and stuff is just straight up. You get regular Iron Brew, like as you would say, full cancer Iron Brew, and you get Diet Iron Brew and. I want to say it's Iron Brew Zero, but I don't think it is. I can't remember what it's called. So those are the general ones you can get. If you go to somewhere like a speciality shop, like we do genuinely. I have a shop in our local centre called Born in Scotland, and it's got Scottish curiosities and stuff in it, where they do Scottish booze, Scottish treats, and they sell Iron Brew, and they sell the 1901 edition, which is the original recipe for Iron Brew. Now, regular Iron Brew that you get in the shops, that recipe changed a good few years ago now. So they brought that recipe back and put it as 1901.
But it's the same company putting out these? So it's like...
Same company.
Coca-Cola, New Coke, Classic Coke.
Yes.
Okay. See, we've started on all our Coca-Cola packaging. They all say Classic Coke now, but I don't think Coke ever changed in Australia.
I have no idea, because I never drunk full-fat juice as a kid. We weren't allowed.
No, exactly. Yeah, my dad was diabetic, so it was always Diet Coke and shit that we had.
No, but we were, we just weren't allowed it. I don't know.
It's
I think
probably
because there were so many sugars and calories in it, but
exactly, yeah. No, I mean, even now, I prefer, as we all are aware, we are a pro Pepsi Max podcast.
We are. Although
PepsiCo, if you're listening.
I am really excited. One of the things I'm excited to go back to America for is, and I know not everybody will agree with me this, but they brought out Pepsi Nitro.
Oh, yeah. I've had Nitro drinks before.
I really enjoyed that. I had that. I got a bottle of that staying at the Rio, and I put it in the fridge at the Rio, and it came out like, not frozen, but definitely iced. Yeah. Like it was like a slushy. It was so fucking good.
I was just thinking in my head, and I got the wrong molecular structure in my head, and I almost said, because it's carbonated with nitro instead of, and then I was thinking carbon monoxide, which that would not be good if your drink was
carbon dioxide.
Dioxide. Yeah, exactly. But no, I've had like energy drinks that were nitrous carbonated or something, or whatever. I don't know exactly. I don't think it's the nitrous that goes in your car or the nitrous they give you at the dentist or anything like that.
No, there's definitely a flavour. To me, it tasted like, it's the kind of thing you would like if you like a Pepsi float.
Oh, like a creamsicle sort of.
Yeah.
See,
do you know what I will say? I don't know if it tastes good on its own, but how I had it, like a slushy, filled with ice.
Yep.
Perfect. Loved it.
Yeah.
Would drink again now.
We don't have any drinks like that, sort of like creamy sodas like that, where it's what opaque. So opaque means it is or isn't see-through. You'd think I'd know, being digital artist. Opaque
means see-through, but I don't know if it's, I think it's like less see-through than transparent.
Exactly right. So yeah, it's not we don't have cloudy sodas basically. Mm-hmm. And one time Fanta tried to do a cloudy soda, and I tried it and I didn't like it. My brother was working at a computer store at this point in time, and I went to see him for whatever reason. And the guy he worked with was like, "Oh, I'm going to the shops. You want anything?" And another colleague was like, "Yeah, get me one of those new such and such Fantas." And I say to him, "Nah, don't get it. They taste like shit." And he looks at me and just goes, "In that case, get me two." It's like, dude, power move.
Good play.
Yeah. Good for you. Do it. Oh, but speaking of sodas, and I said last episode, I've been catching up on my older Two Characters in Clown. Mm-hmm. And as we are aware, me and RJ have both had the same surgery. And he was talking about how he was unable to do bubbles. Very familiar with, right? And then he said, until he had a Dr. Pepper. That was also the first carbonated drink that I had.
Oh.
After surgery. And was fine with. I just find that interesting tidbit.
There you go.
There we go. We've done our obligatory mention of Two Characters in Clown after they mentioned us.
Speaking of other podcasts, though.
Yes.
I've been catching up on Welcome to Night Vale. I started listening to that again.
I'm sure you've told me about it before, but as we're aware, I'm not a very good person and I don't pay much attention to anything that anyone else has to say, so please refresh my memory.
Welcome to Night Vale is a podcast series that started like way back in 2013, and they do 2 episodes a month, and it's basically like, yeah, you with the fucking tattoo.
What were you doing in 2013?
I would have just turned 20.
Thank God.
Was at university.
I was so scared you were going to say, "Oh, I was in high school or something."
No, I was in my second go of first year at university.
Second go of first year.
Yeah, I was in a different course.
Yes, so. Yeah. It's not like you failed and had to. Yeah. All right.
No.
So welcome to Night Vale.
Yes, it's a sort of it's basically like a radio show. You're listening to a radio show for this town called Night Vale, which fictional town. Where just weird stuff happens, but they all act like it's normal. Like, you know, the dog park's open, You know, as you're all aware, you're not allowed in the dog park. Only the shadowy figures are allowed in the dog park. That kind of thing. You know, fugitive Hiram McDaniels, a 5-headed dragon, is running for mayor. You know, stuff like that. It's really funny.
Is it the kind of thing that you can just drop in on, or is there continuity between episodes?
There is an ongoing storyline with it. You could probably just drop in on it, but I genuinely don't know. It's been such a long time since I listened to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it is now. Like if you just dropped in now, where it would be. But they're up to 240 episodes, which,
wow,
considering it's been that long, that's not a lot, and they're only like 20 minutes. So considering we're used to podcasts that can go up to about 2 hours, it's a bit of a culture shock. I remember thinking that they used to last ages, and I was like, oh right, I'm absolutely flying through these.
Speaking of 2-hour podcasts, have you listened through all of the latest Pod Therapy with Morning Murders?
No. I was like, no, I need a solid 2 hours to listen to this.
Yeah, I'm
very excited for it.
As we're aware, I listen to Pod Therapy while doing other stuff on purpose. Yeah. And this feels like this episode has been going a long time. But with Morning Murders, it's great.
Oh, yeah. It was one where I was like, because I usually listen to my podcast when I'm working. And it was one where I was like, I am not following what's going on. I need to wait until I'm doing less work.
Yeah. So welcome to Night Vale. 200-something episodes since 2013.
Yeah, 2 a month.
Hang on, let me do the maths on that. Okay, 2 months, yeah. Let's see how quick I was with that math.
So it's quite a good one to, binge and catch up on, because the chances are there'll only be like maximum 2 or 3 episodes on by the time you're caught up. Because the episodes are that quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been running for ages, and there's, books and stuff for it, and there is a character in it called The Faceless Old Woman Who Lives in Your House. And there's a book about it as well, and she's voiced by Mara Wilson.
Wait, Mara Wilson?
Yep.
The Mara Wilson?
Yes.
Who's Mara Wilson?
Do you know? Shut up. Mara Wilson when you think of her, you'll think of a child, because she was Matilda, she was the little girl in Miracle on 34th Street. Yeah. She's been loads of things.
Yeah, of course, I know Mara Wilson.
Yeah.
Me and Mara go way back. I mean, Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams.
Shut up. But
what?
Was she in Bicentennial Man?
I'm pretty sure.
I know she was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong.
A Simple Wish. I forgot about that film. That was a good film with Martin Short.
We're just IMDbing Bicentennial Man, aren't we?
No, she wasn't in Bicentennial Man.
Oh, damn. Wonder who it was. I was clearly confusing it with Mrs. Doubtfire. Because I was like, Robin Williams, and I know there was a little girl in Bicentennial Man. Believe it or not, that little girl did grow up in the movie and became a regular-sized woman.
Science fiction these days, eh?
Yeah, right? I mean, sure, I'll accept that Oliver Platt can make a skin-based outer coating for a robot and also build these artificial organs to make a robot more human and actually be able to die, but a child growing up to be a full-sized regular woman.
Was Oliver Platt in that film? Jeez, oh.
Yeah, Oliver Platt was the robotics guy who made all the organs and shit.
It's been a long time since I've seen that film. I genuinely just remember that Robin Williams was the Bicentennial Man. The man of the Bicent, yes.
Yes. Correct. I'm sure there's other people in that movie, and kudos to them. It was a good job, but I can't remember. Them at all. Oh, no, wait, there was one who was the other robot, the girl robot, and at the end, she is Robin Williams' nurse. She was in 2.5 Men in that, the one that was stalking...
I'm not trying to see her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what's her name?
There's going to be a lot of silences to cut out.
She's been in a bunch of stuff. More recently, she was in the thing about Pam, I think, quite recently. That show where... is it the soccer team, maybe? I can't remember. Maybe. Which I just can't remember the name of.
Kirsten Warren.
But then again, I don't know names.
No, me neither.
This is the IMDb episode, I think.
She wasn't in... No, I mean, she was the Galatee. the NDR android servant of Rupert and later servant of Martin family.
For those playing at home.
I'm just assuming you're going to cut this.
No, this is top-notch quality broadcasting.
Yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about.
No, okay, hang on. I'll search it up. Melanie Linsky, this person.
Now, was she definitely in... Yeah, was she definitely in Bicentennial Man?
Oh, look. I'm just getting everyone wrong in Bicentennial Man, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think she is.
No.
No. Who was the robot woman then in Bicentennial Man?
The person I said, Kirsten Warden. Or Warden.
Kirsten Warden. No, that doesn't look like Bicent. Sam Neill. Sam Neill was in Bicentennial Man. How the fuck could I forget that Sam Neill was in Bicentennial Man? Yeah, you're right. No, Kirsten Warren is of course from Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood. How could anyone forget that classic movie? I've never seen it.
No.
Let's move on from Wayne being wrong about people who were or were not in Bicentennial Man, because clearly, for someone who's seen the film at least twice and only remembering Robin Williams and Oliver Platt, hang on, don't check that Oliver Platt was in it, because I could be wrong on that. Oliver Platt was in it. Oh, good, got ya. So let's move on. Let's talk about. Okay, so in Scotland, do you get like how many seasons do you have? Like, obviously there's summer, autumn, winter, spring, but are they distinct seasons?
Not really. I mean, I suppose they are, but we mostly, like, our weather's mostly cold anyway, so
yeah.
Like, I mean, this morning when I got up, I'm looking out the window right now. It was frosty on the ground. So it can fluctuate. I mean, I suppose it's still technically winter.
Yeah, it's technically winter still.
Yeah.
So when you get spring going on, like on your weather reports, like the weather for tomorrow is going to be 16 degrees and the pollen count is going to be X. Do you have a pollen count? Is that something they mention?
They do. I never take notice of it because it doesn't affect me. So
hay fever and allergies like that isn't really a thing in Scotland. Is that what you're saying?
It kind of is. I know that Mitchell has hay fever. I know that Ronnie definitely had hay fever, I'm sure. Definitely had allergies because he was allergic to dogs for ages.
Poor puppies.
He's not anymore because he grew up with dogs. So
huzzah! The puppies win.
But yeah, it's not something I've ever... The only hay fever-like symptoms I've ever had were in Vegas.
In Vegas, yeah. See, I do, like, a little bit, but I have another affliction, which I blame on hay fever and that when people ask me about it. I have an affliction called satanic kitty eye. Okay. Yeah. So, had a cat, right? Its name, big surprise here, its name was Kitty. And, you can see a theme here with the naming of cats.
Yeah.
So I was in high school, and we referred to her as Satanic Kitty. I don't really know why. But it used to be every Christmas, it was, guess what, Kitty? It's Christmas. And then pretend to slap the cat, making a noise. Just like the cat didn't care. And it would then refer to the cat as Satan, basically. One time, I was laying on my bed, and the cat was on my bed as well. And this was like a very happy cat. Happy for anything. Like, you could, like, happy, wants pats everywhere, carried, sit on you all the time. Like, I would sleep with the cat laying on my chest, basically. And so the cat's laying next to my pillow. I got my head on the pillow, just staring at the cat. And out of nowhere, she's like, smacks me in the face and like scratched like right in the corner of my eye. So you can see that it's all like red and bloodshot continuously in that corner. But, there was a movie with Samuel L. Jackson, and I can't remember what it was, but something happened to him and his eye would just water all the time, right? And that is what Satanic Kitty Eye does. Not all the time, but especially in warmer weather. Oh. So that was last week. It was Satanic Kitty Eye was going off. And people are like, oh, you got the hay fever, hey? It's like, yep, that's it. Because I didn't want to go into the story of like, yeah, no, a cat scratched my eye when I was like 14. So it is referred to as Satanic Kitty Eye.
Not where I thought you were going with that, but...
Okay, tell me, where did you think I was going?
I thought this is when you finally revealed to me that you had your third eye.
Oh,
and just
yes.
the satanic eye would open in the middle of your forehead and then the world would end.
And you think that's less interesting than my story about a cat scratching my eye?
I think I prefer the Satanic Kitty story of reality because it means that the world has not ended and we're still going to Vegas.
Oh, okay, got you. Look, just because it hasn't been revealed yet that wait, were you saying that I am Satan or have a satanic eye?
Have a satanic eye.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, just because it hasn't been revealed yet. Let's say episode 300. Yeah, sounds like a good reveal.
We'll revisit the topic in episode 300.
Yeah. And
as we get the closer, state of the world.
Yeah. If we make it to 300 based on the state of the world. But we could get Mitzi to like run like his Super Bowl betting odds. He can like, what color is the eye going to be? What is the circumference of the eye? You know, things like that.
Is Wayne actually Satan, or does he just have a satanic eye?
Yeah, exactly. I believe I sent you a message.
You did.
Oh, this is going to be hard because you won't be able to hear the words. I'm pressing play on the music right now. You can't hear it, can you?
No. What to do? When I should start, go like that, because I've got the cue in my head.
Yep. Wait, do you start at the doom, doom, or when?
Whenever you edit it to.
All right, let's start it again. Let's start it again, because I'm not editing. This is going to be real time. Right, okay, the music has started.
Conservatory. Tyrannosaurus. Millennium Falcon. Watermelon. Moneybags.
Moneybags, I think, was the one I was looking forward to the most this time round, because it sounds funny. Millennium Falcon, it's got a good ring to it, but it's no Moneybags. Those 5 words were actually sent in by our friend Big Sexy. It'd been sitting in the email for a little while, and I forgot about them. Yeah, so thank you very much for those words, Big Sexy. So people have been quite busy this weekend. I assume people have lives, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, kindly enough, they did drop in on my drawing stream on Saturday, but everyone was like, just popping in. Gotta skedaddle away. You know, I've got a real life. I can't just watch you draw stupid comics all day, which is fully acceptable. So I had an interesting experience on Twitch because it was like people were in and out basically, and so instead of the usual me talking to people one-sided. After the stream, Jonah Vasquez started streaming. I was like, he doesn't usually draw on a Saturday, so or Friday for him. So I checked in on the stream, and he was playing this VR game. Ooh. So what was really strange was that I believe I had more interaction with Jonah Vasquez during streams on Saturday than I did with people watching me draw.
That's not a bad thing.
Oh yeah. It is very weird when people let's say not talking directly to you, but it's more. I tell you what I can compare it to, because you know what I'm doing. I'm always trying to make a joke and shit. It's like remembering the first time you make Matt Donnelly laugh. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So we're like. Jonas says something, I type something, and then you just hear him laugh and repeat it back. It's like that's it is weird, but that's what I mean. To even have that sort of possible interaction, you would have had to have like gone to like a convention or something in America. Well, that's not true. One time, Jonah Vasquez did come to Australia for an event that my friend, my coworker, was in charge of throwing. Mm-hmm. What was it called? It's in South Australia. I can't remember what it's called. But Jonan wrote blog posts when he was like live journal stuff, I think it was, at the time. And now that I think about it, very similar to something that Penn said about when he came to Australia, about wanting to do something in particular to a kangaroo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, that's been a while since I've thought about that. Either Penn or Jonan. But the difference being Penn saying that is what his intention was, Jonan saying that it was ritualistic in Australia and they were trying to force him to do it. Like the kangaroo was done up with a wig and lipstick and shit.
I mean, let's be honest. If Penn could have, I wouldn't have put it past him.
Hey, buddy, nice podcast.
Oh, sorry, you couldn't hear the drop. Or could you hear that drop?
Oh.
No. Oh, well, it was Penn. He had the opportunity, and look, maybe he had the yips and just couldn't perform. Maybe he pussed out. I don't know.
I mean, I can't see a kangaroo letting him do that. And if the kangaroo was drugged, that's not fair.
No, we're not going Bill Cosby here. No, that's not acceptable.
No.
All right, I was talking about this with a friend. The whole Rick and Morty shit, right? Justin Roiland, yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my one fear that I have is, like, I say it about tattoos, right? It's like you get a tattoo of something to do with a person, and that person turns out to be horrible. It's like, imagine having a Bill Cosby tattoo, right? And it's like, I don't believe Jonah Vasquez is a bad guy or anything like that, but that is a fear I have with my Question Sleep tattoo. But Ryan was saying, well, you know, if that's the case, if you're not gonna watch anything by anyone, you're not going to be able to consume any media.
Yeah.
If you're not separating the art from the artist. But I don't agree. I think it's fair game to say, yep, that is a terrible person, and I don't think I can enjoy anything they do.
Yes, I think it's to someone's own personal taste. So I think if you are able to separate the art from the artist and still enjoy something, great, good on you. And if you can't, fair dues, that's totally understandable. I don't think anybody has the right to say, you know, I think it depends as well on if the terrible person is profiting from what you're doing. So, and the reason I make that distinction is because there's a lot of stuff about the new Harry Potter game coming out.
Exactly.
And J.K. Rowling being an absolute transphobe and TERF and horrible human being. Just the more she says, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a lot of people who want to get the game. And there's a lot of discourse, especially on TikTok, that I see coming up, where people are like, you know, if you're supporting this game, you know, that's not a good thing. You know, you're supporting a transphobe. You're supporting someone who doesn't believe that trans people should have rights.
Warner Brothers are doing damage control. They're trying to. We've got all types of people who have worked on this game, been a part of creating this game, from all walks of life. And
but having said
reviews do not reflect. Yeah, having said,
you can own slaves in the game. You can own slaves in the game. You can kill
house
people
elves?
in the game.
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know if it's just house elves or if it's actually something else. I don't. It's not something I ever really want to look into because I know that the less I think about J.K. Rowling, the better.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe she's...
Just a friendly reminder for the audience that she does not believe I should have rights, and she actively tried to kill a member of my at least one member of my family.
Yes, exactly. Actively tried.
Actively tried.
That suggests more than once.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe she's just really shit.
See,
trying to kill people.
I don't think that even necessarily the profiting off of it is a problem I have either in this situation. The problem I have is that she has expressed on more than one occasion that her belief is that people still buying Harry Potter stuff is enforcing to her that they agree with her beliefs. Yes,
and that's a big part where the problem lies.
Yep. So it's a toughie, even though I don't think she's had anything to do creatively with the game.
No, but she gets all the profits from it because it's her intellectual property.
So she makes money, yes, which I think is all right. But until it feeds into her bullshit views, then that's when it's very icky.
Yeah.
So even you said like you can kill people in the game and own slaves in the game. That is, I mean, I don't believe they'd be glorifying it, but it is fiction. It's part of a fiction.
Considering this is a game that's set in Hogwarts. It's not just set in the magical world. It's set in Hogwarts. It's set in the school. They're letting students kill students. There's something a bit.
Do you recall when it? Because it's I don't remember when the game is set. What year?
It's really well back, like 1800s or something.
See, I mean that's sort of in line with the times as well.
Children were not allowed to kill children in school in the 1800s.
In the wizarding world, they were.
Not in the
people certainly owned slaves then.
Yeah, I know. I think all of it connected. It's all part of the same issue.
Yeah.
With J.K. Rowling and stuff, just so in her mind, people buying that said, "Oh yeah, people can have slaves." If that's the kind of twisted thinking, I wouldn't put past her.
Yeah, it's too much. Like they're a movie. I would watch every Simon Pegg movie, right?
Yeah.
But I can't watch the Mission Impossible films because Tom Cruise is a terrible, disgusting scumbag person.
Yes.
So it's yeah. But I'm also like, that's fine. Simon, you can go make your money. That's all good.
Did you know that Simon Pegg is in this game?
I did, yes. He is the headmaster. Yeah, which makes it hard as well. Because, I would have probably looked into playing it, but no, I don't care now.
It feels gross and wrong.
Yep.
The
closest...
They couldn't have waited until she died.
Yeah, exactly. Something that is hard for me which I'm conflicted on, is the game Night in the Woods, right? Names escape me. But the artist of the game, the person who wrote most of the game, I love their art style. No issue with them at all. But someone who did a lot of the coding and stuff like that, wrote all the music to it, had been accused of abusing a partner, right? Like keeping them locked in a house and things like that. But it's a situation that is impossible to know. Her name escapes me, but she has been known for false accusations in the past. But he is also killed himself since. So there is no...
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And the music to Night in the Woods is something I listen to all the time. And I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's very hard because even the game has stepped away from him and like removed his name from credits, I believe, and things like that. Or something along those lines, or just don't refer to him anymore. Yeah.
There's a similar situation with music, but to the absolute extreme. Do you remember a band called Lost Prophets?
Yes.
Ian Watkins was sent to jail for paedophilia, abuse, sexual assault, all that kind of things. And I was really annoyed because Liberation Transmission is a fucking great album. It's one of the few albums that I'm like, I could put on and listen to the thing all the way through and not skip anything because they're all bangers. But no. Yep. I feel weird listening to it now.
The Hey song, Rock and Roll Part 2, is played like every fucking sports event. The hey, oh yeah, fucking Gary Glitter, you know?
Fucking Gary Glitter.
I don't get it. I will always feel icky about these things. It's just how it is. All right, let's move on to something a bit more wholesome, hey? And you know what? Recently, there's been nothing more wholesome than this man. Do you know who I'm referring to?
I do. The comeback king.
Yes.
Mr. Brendan Fraser himself.
Brendan Fraser. And that is the inspiration for this week's accent challenge. Oh, speaking of which, we have to check in on the accent challenge. Let's see. So this was the Emo Phillips. Oh, yeah. I don't blame people for not voting on this one. 3 votes, 100% to Brogan. And I agree on this. I agree. This is Brogan's
absolutely not
wheelhouse.
our best challenge.
No, not our best challenge, and I still believe you deserve the win on it. But yeah, so we are going to be doing. You know what? I'll just play it now. So Brogan won't hear it, but you will.
I may not be an explorer or an adventurer or a treasure seeker or a gunfighter, Mr. O'Connell, but I am proud of what I am.
And what is that?
I am a librarian.
There we go. So that was Evelyn in The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. So Evelyn is played by, look, is it Raquel Weisz? Rachel Weisz? What? I don't know. Weisz?
I believe it's
Weisz?
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel
Weisz.
Weisz. Yeah.
Weiss, as in, like, because it's spelled like the... It's white in German.
You're saying Weiss?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
I
Wiener
believe I could be
Schnitzel.
wrong.
Like
Yeah.
a Wiener Schnitzel. It's Rachel Weisz. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's Rachel Weisz talking about being proud to be a librarian. So how are we going to do this one? Are we going to... I figure... Look, last time we did a... Well, we didn't really. We were meant to be doing an Emo Phillips voice, so maybe this time we just do Aussie-Scottish, Scottish-Aussie.
Could do. Or just whose accent does it sound better in?
So you're saying you're just going to do Scottish and I'm just going to do Aussie?
Yeah.
Or are we going to go for British as well? Because that's what it's in.
I mean...
It's always hard, isn't it?
What you really mean is English.
Do I?
Yes.
On what grounds? Because
That
Britain
she's not Scottish, Welsh,
I
or
get it.
Irish.
But you know who is Scottish?
Who?
I forget his name, but Jonathan, her brother in the movie.
He is.
Is he? Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I'm 90% sure he is. This is the
I'm almost
IMDb episode,
certain.
as we all know.
It really is the IMDb show. Hey, buddy, nice IMDb skills! Exclamate.
John Hannah. Yes, he
John
is
Hannah,
Scottish.
of course. Yep. It's John Hannah. John Hannah was also in the first episode of The Last of Us.
Was he?
He was.
I still haven't watched that. I need to get around to watching that.
I was going to say everyone's saying it, but no, they're not, because there's been a lot of hate from, homophobes on episode 3. But
Yeah.
no, it really is one of the best episodes of television in a long, long time.
I was speaking to our buddy Paul Mattingly about this, and I was like, the reason I haven't watched it is because I stopped gaming for a long time, and then when I got back into it was around the time that PlayStation was like, The Last of Us, you have to play The Last of Us. If you're not playing The Last of Us, you're absolute scum. Here's The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like The Last of Us? Here's The Last of Us remake. Oh, you don't like that? Here's Last of Us Part 2. Oh, you don't like that? Here's the remake again. You know?
See, no.
And I was like, no. So then they brought out the TV series, and I love Pedro Pascal. So I really do kind of want to watch it.
I love Naughty Dog and Pedro. It's The Last of Us. I very much enjoyed the first game. The second game I haven't even completed. Of course, things are a bit different because it's an adaptation. But episode 3, it explores a story that's only hinted at in the game.
Yeah,
and it fleshes it out, and it's different from the game, but. I think I tweeted something like, when The Last of Us came out, everyone was saying, this is proof that video games can tell just as a compelling story as film and TV. It's like, well, now this episode has put video games behind well and truly again. They've got a lot of catching up to do. But we're not doing The Last of Us. We're doing the accent challenge. So, it's John Hannah's fault. That's her. It's your turn to go first. And are we just going to do our own accents and that's it, is it?
Yeah, I think we'll mix it up this week just to test this out, see what the folks think.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to be Rick and reply to you. Do you want me to share my screen? That might be handy, mightn't it?
That might be handy.
There you go. I shall be Rick in this instance.
Okay. So we're going full on thick Aussie accent for you, Scottish accent for me.
Oh, is that what we're doing? I thought we were just doing our best. I thought we were just doing our best interpretation in our own voice.
No, I think we really ramp it up.
Okay.
Look, I might not be an explorer or an adventurer or a treasure seeker or a gunfighter, Mr. O'Connell, but I'm proud of what I am.
And what is that?
I am a librarian. Still can't hear you clapping, but thank you.
You should applaud at the same time, because it sounds weird when it's just one person applauding. There we go. Done. Alright, so we're going full Aussie. Oh, shrimp on the barbie. Where the bloody hell are ya? There we go. Okay, alright, I've got it. Look, I may not be an explorer, or an adventurer, or a treasure seeker, or a gunfighter, Mr. O'Connell, but I am proud of what I am.
And what is that?
I am a librarian. I like that accent challenge. Yeah.
That's good.
Only thing that made me think of it is obviously Brendan Fraser everywhere. Who I don't understand how he did not know of the love and support he was still getting. Like, there's full-on subreddits dedicated to it.
I think he's been off the internet for a while. I think he's minimised his internet content, and I don't blame him. He had an absolute rough go of it. But I think it's so sweet that, you know, he's now seeing it and now realises that he is still very beloved. I haven't watched Doom Patrol, though. I need to watch Doom Patrol. Oh,
yeah, that's right. He was the voice in Doom Patrol, wasn't he? I watched the first episode, I think. They showed it didn't... The only reason I wanted to watch it was because it's Brendan Fraser, but it didn't capture me, so... That's not true. I did enjoy it. I just never continued watching it. I don't know what was wrong with me. What about The Whale? Do you know much about The Whale?
I know that he won an award for it. I know that he wore a fat suit for it. Yeah. I know basic bits about the plot, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. Because I don't know, how much has he... I'm just trying to think of his back catalogue. I mean, we've got clearly the classic The Mummies 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and that all-time perfect movie, George of the Jungle.
He was great in that.
Let's not forget Dudley Do-Right.
Oh yeah.
What else is there? Has he done any serious role? Oh, hang on, Airheads. Oh wait, no, that wasn't serious either. Encino Man. No, wait, he was just a caveman that didn't really speak in that.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
He was in Bedazzled, but that's a comedy role.
Bedazzled was great. I love Bedazzled.
Yeah, Looney Tunes Back in Action, which I didn't see. I know. I'm pretty sure Mum and Mitchell went to see that in the cinema. I don't know why I didn't go.
God.
But that, I don't know why.
Mono.
I know that there was a reason, but I don't know why. I think he has done serious roles, but he's not really known.
Yeah, I'm trying to think for what they are. Was he? He was in a TV series, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He wasn't. Not the one with the Mountie, I don't think.
He was in Scrubs.
Oh, of course. Fuck. That's our next accent challenge.
That honestly, that broke my fucking heart.
I did a comic based on that. I'll bring it up. This can go into bonus content if there's bonus content. Anyway, not only do we love and support Matthew Donnelly on this in this house, but I think Brendan Fraser as well.
We do.
So yes, go to Twitter @NicePodBud. Vote for your winner of this The Mummy accent challenge. Even though it wasn't Brendan, I guess we both sort of had a little bit of a Brendan Fraser speaking role in it, but that's not what it was about. It was about Evelyn being a librarian. Vote for whoever you want to win. I mean, what do we call this challenge? It was full on the heritage round. It's the heritage round because we went fully into it.
Heritage edition.
Yeah, but you can also speak to Brogan directly at 7 Billion Needles.
And if you want to speak to Wayne directly, it's @WayneGeo.
And you can send us your very own accent challenge by sending us an email, admin@nicepodbud.com. Or if you've got 5 words that you think would sound kind of cool when spoken with Brogan, which I forgot to actually introduce that segment, send us 5 words that you want to hear Brogan say. For example, flagella. Do you want to hear Brogan say flagella? Then send it in. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
As always, stay fresh, cheesebags.